Hey everyone, welcome back to my channel. If you're new here, my name's Holly and my channel is all about everything aging and anything that has to do with aging, I should say, and how I changed my life using the law of attraction when I was 60. I will be 65 December 15th, thus the name Holly. And today I just wanted to talk a little bit about craving solitude after the age of 60, maybe late 50s. I don't think I'm alone in this. I'm amazed at the number of people, like in the comments, that still think, even though like 35% of people over the age of 60 live alone, that there are so many people out there that like look at you like you're incomplete because you're not married or living with someone or have a boyfriend or a partner. Um, Many people have said things, oh, I can't believe this woman hasn't found someone. I mean, maybe it's because I did that online dating video. Um, but I'm not, just to be clear, I'm not looking for anyone. I don't need someone to complete me. I just find myself as I get older really being kind of antisocial. And I've seen many videos from people that are in their 60s that say the same thing. I think that society kind of brands solitude as loneliness. I don't look at my solitude as loneliness at all. I literally never feel lonely. And I'm curious if those of you, which since there's like 35% of you over 60 that live alone, do you feel lonely? Because as I said, I don't feel lonely. I think as we get older, things like divorce, death of a spouse, kids moving out of the house, there's just all these changes that happen that can create a situation where we're living alone. When I was a young mother, it never, and I look at I look at young mothers today and I think, what are the odds of them eventually living alone? It's probably pretty high. And I know that I never in a million years imagined myself living alone when I was a young mother and married and busy with that lifestyle. But I can honestly say that I prefer solitude. I confess that I make up excuses sometimes not to go to things. I'm not much for making small talk. And when I was in my 30s and 40s, I loved going out. I'd go out with my friends to bars and we'd have parties, after hours parties at our houses. Like I had kids when I was in my early 20s. So when I was in my 40s, my kids were grown. Unlike my kids who have little kids, my son is 40 and has a 2 and 4 year old. Uh, so we talk frequently about how different my life is compared to his. But when I was in my 30s and 40s, I loved going out. I loved socializing. I could make small talk all night. But I don't enjoy that anymore. I recently went to a big surprise birthday party that my daughter had for her boyfriend. And that's the first time in quite a while that I've been around a large number of people socializing. And I just found it honestly really hard to make small talk. I kind of find myself standing around by myself, and I'm okay with that. Solitude has been a way for me to get back in touch with like who I really am. I think so much of my life was spent trying to live my life like to make my narcissistic mother happy. When I discovered the law of attraction when I was like 60, it started to take me back to like the real me, like the person that I had forgotten about. And I think solitude and meditation just has really opened up a new door for me as far as reconnecting with myself. And I feel very at peace with myself. Maybe I didn't feel that way in my 30s and 40s, or maybe we just changed. Maybe it has nothing to do with the transformation that I went through with the law of attraction. Maybe it just has to do with getting older. I'm curious, how do you people feel about it? Like most of my viewers are over the age of 55. Do you find yourself being less social and more interested in just staying home, maybe just you and your spouse? Or if you live alone, you're a-okay with just spending time home alone? I think there is a big difference between enjoying your solitude and isolating yourself. Like, don't become a crazy cat lady and adopt 100 cats and never go out of your house. Like, if you're isolating yourself for, say, anxiety reasons or depression, something like that, then obviously that's unhealthy. But I think that solitude can help us reconnect with who we really are without that outside influence of other people. And I think that's okay. I also think when I was younger and in my like 30s and 40s and maybe early 50s, I didn't put a big focus on were my friends really friends? Maybe I didn't really care. Whereas now, like I said, I'm not really into just making small talk, spending time with people that really don't care about me. And I prefer to spend my time mostly around family, my kids, grandkids, siblings, aunts and uncles. I don't have a lot of people that I would call real friends. Unfortunately, being the daughter of a narcissistic mother kind of made me attract people into my life, both people that I dated and in friendships that were also narcissists. And when I finally woke up to that, I realized that a lot of the people that I had attracted into my life were narcissists and not really friends. That's why now don't really have a lot of friends, and I'm a-okay with that. I'm just really happy on my own. But like I said, I'm really surprised by the number of people that make comments like I have failed in some way to complete my life because I haven't found a man. Because I feel that my life is very complete. And I feel that my life is very complete and that my purpose here is to help other people that are of a certain age like me to feel like life is still worth living. It's still exciting. There's still lots we can learn. And that's when I feel my purpose is like to help people who would just feel like they've given up on life because they're getting older, to help them to realize that we're not dead yet and there's a lot of living left to be done. And that's what I feel my purpose is. If I meet some wonderful man along the way and maybe he shares that purpose or is a part of that purpose, then that would be great. But I certainly don't need a person to complete myself. But like that video that I did on selfishness, like there's a healthy side of being selfish and a not healthy side of being selfish. I think the same goes with solitude versus isolation. Like if you're isolating yourself because through the course of your life you have suffered a lot of hurt and pain from other people, then it's best to be able to work through those things, maybe using the law of attraction like I did. I strongly recommend the book Ask and It Is Given by Esther and Jerry Hicks if you want to start, down that path. But I think that enjoying solitude because it helps you to focus on self-reflection and to focus on what you feel that your purpose is now in life. Like we've been through the whole having kids if you had kids, or maybe you were married and you're not married anymore. I just think it's a time in our lives when it's important to bring the focus back to ourselves. And I'll say that over and over again, because if the focus is outside yourself and worrying about your adult children or worrying about the future, what the future could bring, then you are taking the focus off of what you have right now in your life to be grateful for and happy about. My next video is going to be the response to the if you could ask 10,000 men a question. My next video will be the questions from the women. So men, stay tuned for that, and please be prepared to answer the questions. If you'd like to support my channel, I do have a Buy Me a Coffee link in the description, and I appreciate you watching. Please like and subscribe. I think I'm at 22,000 subscribers now, which is so awesome. Have a good one. It's snowing here in Western New York. Boy, we've got about 2 feet out there, so lots of shoveling to do here. Have a good day. Bye-bye.